Hi, welcome to today's video cast. So, the title for today's video cast is Episodic Memory. And I hope you have heard this word. And if it's totally new for you, then you are surely, uh, it's really nice of you attending this video cast. So, what I actually wanted to say that surely this video cast would be beneficial to you because you will be gaining a new skill, a new knowledge. You will be adding something new to your prior knowledge. So let's begin with today's video cast, which is on episodic memory and what is the importance of episodic memory for our children who have additional needs or concerns, specifically who are in the spectrum. So first I'm going to describe and define what is episodic memory. I have just bombarded you with this term, but I really want you to enlighten yourself and understand and know and be clear about what do we mean by episodic memory. So episodic memory is our ability to remember a past experience and lot of details about that specific event, about that experience, about the context in which it occurred. Like it could be like a good memory or a bad memory, but it's a past experience, specific past event, and in what context it happened. So you remember that in detail, like when, where, how, what, everything. So basically, it is under the category of long term memory. So, long term memory and short term memory, these are like very ever ready used terms. So long-term memory has different categories and it is under the long-term memory. So episodic memory is under long-term memory. Now this episodic memory is basically relying on our brain structure, which is hippocampus. And this hippocampus is a very important brain structure. If you're a parent, if you're a professional, if you are somebody who is coming into the fields of therapy or special needs, you need to know a lot about the brain structures. So it's not a responsibility of a PT or an OT just to be aware about the brain structure, but anybody who is working with an individual who has diverse needs, they should be aware about the brain structures and their functions. So this episodic memory is one function of hippocampus, and this episodic memory relies on hippocampus. So any change, any defect, any positivity associated with hippocampus is going to affect our episodic memory. Now, as I said that episodic memory is under the term long-term memory. Now, there is another kind of a memory, which is basically memory of remembering lot of facts, factual information, like focused on your general knowledge. Now, episodic memory is not so good in children who have learning differences, additional needs, who are on autism, ADHD. They do not have a very good episodic memory. But individuals with ASD, they have good semantic memory. So they are going to give you such good knowledge about the facts and figures that you will not remember those facts and figures. But once they are having the knowledge about that fact and figure, they have gained that factual information, they are going to remember so long. Okay, that's why we say that a child is not having a very, very good short term memory, but very good long term memory. So, in that long term memory, it's actually their semantic memory, which is very, really good, which makes you just wonder and you get totally shocked that how she could remember this. And why is their semantic memory so good and so excellent if compared to us? Because they are gestalt processors. Now, gestalt processors is a totally different topic, and I have talked about it previously also when I talked about social stories. And gestalt processes, I'm going to come with this again, but do read about gestalt processes. I just want to say they have good semantic memories because they are very hyper focused individuals, good gestalt processors, great gestalt processors. That's why they're semantic memory. So they are going to just absorb the information like a whole, not in parts. So that's why they are having good semantic memory and not great with their episodic memory. Now, episodic memory and semantic memory is both a part of long-term memory. Under the long-term memory, there are different categories. As I said, it's a category of long-term memory. So there is a category called explicit or declarative memory. So that is this episodic memory is part of that declarative memory. So this was so much of like jargon of terms. Now I'm not going to bombard more of this information. Let's make it really simplified. Why are we talking about episodic memory today? What is the relevance? What is the importance? Why I have brought this topic today? So episodic memory in children, in adults, in individuals who have ASD is linked to their executive functioning skills. Executive functioning skills is basically our cognitive ability or our mind's ability to just hold on the information and to plan and also to inhibit interruptions and distractions. So this is what simply executive function. So episodic memory is linked to our executive functioning. Theory of mind is ability to understand, make sense of other people's perspective and intention. So theory of mind is that. And last is expressive language, that is spoken language, like how I'm communicating and conversing with you guys. The episodic memory has an influence on these three skills. So I am going to again highlight the three skills: executive functioning, theory of mind, and expressive language. So episodic memory difficulties are there. So automatically expressive function difficulties are there. Automatically theory of mind is not so better, so good, nicely developed, and also expressive language is not there. So episodic memory is having this relevance for a person who is having ASD concerns. So now, how can you help an individual to better their language, to better their executive functioning, or to better their theory of mind? That means we need to better their episodic memory as well. So this is the relevance. This is the significance. See, everything is like a link. So in order to better their spoken language, in order to better their theory of mind, that is taking care of other people's, making sense of other people's perspective and everything, and also developing a good executive functioning is indirectly developing a good episodic memory. So keep this in mind. So, and that is why coding it. Now, a lot of research has been done about episodic memory, and it has come up that there is a thing called supportive questioning, which is again a part of, which came actually from a research hypothesis, that was task support hypothesis. Okay, so a lot of OTs and PTs who are working in the field of autism would have an idea about it. So I just want to make parents aware about this, that there is a thing called research hypothesis called task support hypothesis. Okay, so under this task support hypothesis, there is called supportive questioning. Supportive questioning means you are asking an open-ended questions, but with a prompt. So you are already asking a question which is loaded with information instead of asking a very reflective and open question. Okay, when you are directly asking an open question to a person who has ASD, and he has difficulty with episodic memory, with executive functioning, with spoken language, with theory of mind, definitely the person will not be able to convey the answer as you are expecting from them. So it is good to make it a habit. It is good to incorporate. It is good to design supportive questions, which is already loaded with information, which is a leading question. See, if we want to ask anybody about their trauma, we often ask leading questions. So this is the same analogy here. This is something similar to that. So we need to ask less of reflective questions, but more of supportive questions. So I'm going a lot of prompt and lot of prodding, and it is not at all going to interfere with the language development. See, whatever prompt you're giving, it is kind of an intervention only. Whatever supportive question, whatever leading question you're asking the person is again a form of intervention. So there's nothing wrong. So I'll keep this video cast very, very short today because I want you to ponder over the thing that there's a thing called episodic memory. And if you are fascinated and you're just shocked by the long-term memory of your child being so good, it's actually the semantic memory which is more powerful. But episodic memory could be a problematic thing. But you can work on it by this thing called task support hypothesis. So keep these keywords in your mind, and I'm definitely going to give you more information in the coming video cast as we proceed. So thank you for listening to this video cast today, and I hope I have given you a lot of information to think about and it is meaningful for you. Thank you again. See you soon. Bye.